You know, I usually hate to admit when I'm wrong about something, but I think I was wrong about K-pop Demon Hunters. Hey y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. I'm gonna have to admit something right off the bat with this video. I really don't like things that are super popular. I hate that I stayed so 2012 hipster in my heart and mind, but the minute something blows up too much, I'm kind of like, I don't have any interest in it. And it sucks. It sucks because it's beyond me. It is literally beyond me. I'm just such a contrarian in so many ways that it eats away at my soul, but at least I'm honest about it, right? And I'm trying to fix it. So literally for weeks, if not months, since the release of K-pop Demon Hunters, I've been having people in this comment section every video. There's at least one guy, and if that's you, bless your heart, thank you, that comments, SnarkyJay, please react to K-pop Demon Hunters. Please talk about K-pop Demon Hunters. I was trying to avoid it because suddenly every cosplayer that I'm friends with or admire or follow just to follow them, every single person was either learning the choreography or styling a big purple wig or sharing the memes, and everything I saw out of it was like, no. Especially the Soda Pop song, and that's the one that everybody kept posting everywhere, and I hate that kind of music. I don't listen to pop music, period, and I'm not familiar with K-pop, so I heard K-pop Demon Hunters, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get this, because I don't understand the culture. It's not that I have a problem with it, I just don't know anything about it. It's not my kind of music, so I figured, this is beyond me, I'm not the audience for this, so why am I gonna watch something and eventually complain about it when I'm not the person it's meant for? It's kind of like why I'll never review another Godzilla movie. But it's been long enough, and I've now had friends, like really close friends, not just people asking me to review it for the sake of reviewing it on YouTube, but really close friends kind of suggesting that I watch it, people that wanted to talk about it with me, asking me if I'd seen it, and I felt kind of bad that I had just wiped it off the map of my mind. And so the other night I was sitting around and I said, okay, tonight we watch K-pop Demon Hunters, and I kind of thought, I'm gonna hate this, and then I'm just not gonna say anything because I'm not gonna roast something that so many of my friends are really into right now. Everybody's cosplaying it, everybody's singing the songs, and I just said, all right, we'll watch it and we'll just call it a waste of an hour and a half. For the first half hour, I was like, no, I love the art, because again, it's made by the same people who made Spider-Verse, so the art is absolutely spectacular. And admittedly, animation, really good animation, is probably the best way to get me to watch anything. I love animation as a medium. I think it's a great way to tell stories, and when it's well done, like this film, which the animation itself, the way the characters move is gorgeous, the light is gorgeous, the colors, the textures, their sequin jackets that look like real sequins. Oh my god. Beautiful, beautiful film. But I sat there and I was thinking, okay, the only redeeming quality for this film is, in fact, the art, because it had kind of that so random, childish Spider-Verse sort of humor, which that was my least favorite part of the Spider-Verse movies, and I said, okay, this is just not gonna be for me. But I sat there, and I sat through it, and I tolerated it because I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it through the end of this. And I thought the story was interesting enough, you know, the whole three singers protecting the world from demons. It was an interesting concept. I'd never really heard of anything like that. And after a half hour, I was completely invested. I'm not gonna lie. I really liked K-pop Demon Hunters. This is not gonna be a super traditional review, but I do want to talk about the film for a little bit. But if you're looking for a rating, which, by the way, I'm gonna give away some spoilers throughout this. I just have to. It's been out long enough that if you haven't seen it and you care about spoilers, that's on you. I would actually give K-pop Demon Hunters an 8 out of 10, and I'm pretty sure to some people that's still gonna sound low, but an 8 out of 10 for me is pretty high because I love to give out 5s and 6s. So an 8 out of 10 in my scoring book is actually spectacular. Like I said, the first half hour to me was an absolute drag because, again, I don't think I'm the audience for this. I see a lot of young kids that really like this movie, so it's hard to kind of analyze it to that extent when it was very obviously one made for a younger audience that's gonna appreciate the colors and the pop music. And I also think that it was meant to appeal to people who already like K-pop and understand the culture, understand the tropes, understand that fan behavior with these K-pop stars. I don't understand any of that because most music made after like 2010 just doesn't do it for me anymore. So honestly, I felt very fish out of water and I didn't enjoy it. But once the film started getting more and more into the central story, and honestly, I hate to admit it, but I'm gonna be honest on this channel, I really got invested because of the potential for a love story between Rumi and Jinu. I don't know. I love and I can fix him story. I get it. It's the oldest trope in the book, but I love that shit. I eat it up, I gobble it up, I love it, and that got me. And I really think that the beauty, the unsung beauty of this movie is the fact that every character, all of the central characters, are so incredibly vulnerable in their own way. Rumi, yes, is the main character, but what I like about it is they at no point try to sell you her like she's better than the other two in her group. The other two characters are just as important, and everybody has their own brand of vulnerability, including Genu of the Saja Boys, which I love that they did not try to redeem him as like, this was a good guy, he was wronged by demons. No, he like actively f***ed over his family, and I was like, wow, what a prick. I could still fix him. You know, like that's the beauty. That's a well-written character. When they don't just go, no, he's misunderstood. No, we need people that just suck. And yes, he sacrifices himself at the end of the movie, and we'll see what happens in 2029 with the second one. But what I like is that with K-pop Demon Hunters, the stakes were so much higher than they needed to be when they're making a movie for kids that to me, it did, and this is the main point of this video, it did what Disney refuses to do. It made characters that are vulnerable, interesting, but none of them were the girl boss of the century. This is a team, and they work together for a greater purpose. And they're not dumbed down or looking at people around them that are dumbed down. They respect the people that support them. They love their fans, and they're doing everything out of love and respect for the world around them. There's really no, I'm doing this out of narcissism, I just think I'm so awesome, I'm the best, I don't need a man to save me. No, I mean, they really feel like real people. And it didn't feel like Sony was trying to push any kind of agenda with this. They were just trying to make a good movie. And on another note, they made a movie that clearly respects the younger audience that it was sold to. There are high stakes in this movie. There are cruel people, there is evil, and there is also good. And the stakes are high, and there are people struggling and suffering, and we see that. And it's done so well because it's done with respect for their audience. Disney's animated films and live action films no longer respect the young or older audiences that they make things for, but K-pop Demon Hunters really gives a shit about the audience, and they want the audience to walk away with a good story. And besides a good story, the music really slaps, actually. I did not like Soda Pop, I still don't, but one of my friends that's really into K-pop explained to me that it's supposed to be like your basic cringe K-pop song. I'm not familiar with the genre, so I didn't get it. But all the other songs actively were really f***ing good. I feel so angry that by the end of the movie, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna download at least like 3 of these songs. Don't think I have the range for Golden, but we're gonna try it. And like, what would happen if I cosplayed Rumi? Like, wouldn't that braid look good on me? Like, I really hate that I felt like that at the end of this movie, because again, I am often a contrarian because I'm really just a hard ass, and honestly, I'm difficult to please. I'm aware of that. I know what kind of person I am, and I can admit it. And sometimes, wrongfully so, I admit that it's wrong. I feel a strength in not liking the next big thing, that I can go, no, I don't like that. No thank you. K-pop Demon Hunters, keep it. Like, something about me felt really good that I wasn't the millionth person trying to figure out how to make that big purple braid for Halloween. But now that I see it and I understand what I was missing out on, I go, holy shit, what a royal pain in the ass. That was a great movie. I actually really liked it. Again, the music, beautiful. The animation was honestly my favorite part, and I know that to say the animation is my favorite part is awful, because if you said the only good thing about a video game was its graphics, that would be terrible. But it was just beautiful. It was a treat for the eyes. I liked the story. Yes, some of the tropes are very much, I mean, you knew that Rumi and Genu were gonna end up flirting, but there really isn't much of a romance there, and I really liked where they went with it. It was a little bit predictable, but it's made for an audience that isn't gonna predict things as fast as an adult mind did. But it's the rare movie these days that's animated in an animated medium that is enjoyable both for adults and kids alike. I think that's a rare find these days, because most of these things are just talking down to children, so as an adult they're basically repulsive. And I think that Sony managed to create something that was so much better than what we've seen in recent years that I am very comfortable here in sitting here and saying that I was wrong about K-pop Demon Hunters. It absolutely is a good movie. I enjoyed it, and unfortunately for all of us, I'm going to be cosplaying from it because, quite frankly, I don't think I can resist. It was very good, I liked the outfits, the music was great, the animation was beautiful, the tropes, though predictable, were well executed, and all in all, it was an hour-and-a-half experience that I very much enjoyed and will probably be going back and rewatching for and giggles. So I say again, I was wrong about K-pop Demon Hunters, and thank you to everybody that's been pestering me in the comments for months because I don't think I would have watched it without you. I basically watched the movie out of 60% curiosity and 40% I need to watch this so I can make a video about it and get these people off my back. So I'm glad you guys won because all in all, we all won because I actually really enjoyed it. I liked that movie and I hope more people show it to their kids because it was actually really good and a great example of the fact that animated films can still be really good and that big Hollywood studios are still capable of producing movies that parents and kids can watch together and it can still be enjoyable and it doesn't all have to be some propaganda pushing vehicle made by Disney. And that's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. For more SnarkyJay, be sure to check me out on Instagram, and if you'd like to support me, this channel, and my content creation, do check out and consider subscribing to my Patreon for exclusive photo shoot sets and cosplay content. I'll add links to all of those in the description below. And let me know your thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters in the comments below.